And comedians don't have superstitions because we had cocaine. Hey everybody, it's me, internationally beloved comedian Jay Black, and it's Friday, so it's time for another Q&A with Jay, a show I would be less excited about if it didn't rhyme. Jewish space laser technician, which, by the way, is a growing field. If you're a young person looking for a college major, in the 60s, it was plastics. Now, space laser technician, asks, what's my favorite part of performing on a cruise, and have I acquired any special wardrobe for those occasions? I'll start with the second part first. Yes, I have a collection of dad Hawaiian shirts that my children went out and purchased. And I do believe that that's a genetic thing. I think your daughters will automatically choose shirts for you that make it impossible for women other than their mother to find you attractive. I don't know if we've done a lot of evolutionary research into this, but just judging from the stuff I wear on the cruises, that's the most likely explanation. My favorite part of being on the cruise is the amount of work that I can get done. I usually churn out at least one movie while I'm performing on a cruise. So if you're wondering where all the violent ideas come from, usually the buffet. Jennifer Story asks, would I rather have pizza with toppings that I hate or no pizza for the rest of my life? And I guess in a scenario like this, the only logical answer would be to offend Vladimir Putin and wait for my death to come, because I don't know if I want to live in a world where I have to eat bad pizza. Our Mandalorian asks, if you got a ventriloquist dummy, what would you name it and why? Now, if you don't know why this is being brought up, it's because my wife is currently on a European cruise, and she told me that she went to go see the ventriloquist on the cruise. And that, to me, is a betrayal. That's another comedian you're seeing. You know, my wife doesn't watch a lot of my comedy. I feel like she should not go to see other people's comedy. So what I said on Twitter, because I'm heartbroken, obviously, I'm going to become a ventriloquist now so that my wife will come see my show. So this is a damaging question to me on several levels. And I think the answer is obvious. I would name my dummy Donald, because a puppet that says stupid things named Donald has a really good shot of winning the presidency. J.S. Pearson asks two questions. One, when will I do a show called Comedians in Cars Holding a Giant Rubber, and then, he mentions wieners. The answer to that is whenever Crackle returns my call. If Crackle still exists. Does Crackle still exist? Does anybody know? Somebody should. Do you work at Crackle? DM me if you work at Crackle. And the second part of that question is, what's my favorite Andrew Dice Clay nursery rhyme? Easy. The one where he goes, hickory dickory dock. I don't know the rest of it. It's just fun saying hickory dickory dock. My Chicken Dinner asks, if someone eats themselves, do they become twice as big or do they just disappear? And I'll just say this, if I could eat myself, I would just disappear into my bedroom. A second question by My Chicken Dinner is, when someone says break a leg, do you ever say whose? I don't. I just nod at them and say thank you. But I do wonder if comedians are subject to the same superstitions as other actors. You know, they don't say Macbeth, they say the Scottish play, and they don't say have a good show, they say break a leg. I feel like there's a lot of superstition there. And comedians don't have superstitions because we had cocaine. Bonnie asks about her theory that when Donald Trump was elected, that we slipped through an alternate timeline, and now we were in the darkest timeline. And I think that's a little pessimistic. Here's what I think really happened. We're not really alive. We're just a bunch of AIs living in a simulation, and someone who's running the simulation took the value of hate, which had been about a 7, and turned it to 9,000 to see what would happen. And Twitter and everything else sort of fell into a weird entropic heat death since then. So, better than the darkest timeline, because eventually the AI simulation will be shut down and we can all just rest, because we need the rest. If you're listening, we need the